Hey everyone, Kevin Ducey, Whiteboard President, back again with a top producer spotlight. I'm so lucky today. I've got my friend here, Mr. Jeremy Drobeck from Michigan. Jeremy, would you mind telling us a little bit more about yourself?
Yeah, sure. My name's Jeremy. I've been in the business for coming up on 20 years here. So I've been doing it quite a while. Production-wise, and we're in Michigan, so we're real low loan amounts. My average loan size is about 125,000, right around in there. But I do a lot of units, so we should be about 240 units this year. And I've got a team behind me, so it's myself. I mean, don't get me wrong, I talk to every single one of my borrowers, but I have 2 assistants kind of on the front end of things and then 3 processors.
So Jeremy, as a guy who's been in the business now for coming up on 20 years, by the way, you must have started when you were 15. What advice would you have, for that LO out there that's, it's their first or second year, they're out there grinding, they're trying to get, they're trying to get to that double-digit per month production level. What are some things that you learned in the process that you can share with them to make them better? Like the Whiteboard customers out there that are trying to get to where you're at.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's all about service, so you go ask the realtors why they send us business, and it's our level of service, our communication with them, and we're constantly staying in front of them. We use Whiteboard as a tool and a major part of our system to help us do that. And somebody, whether they're starting out or they've been in the business for 20 years or whatever, the better service they can provide to their customers, the more referrals they're going to get, the quicker their business is going to grow and things. And Whiteboard's a key to that part of my success.
Now when we talked before, you mentioned how you felt like our texting platform and the integrated texting within the system has been a game changer for you. Are you utilizing that with your partners, and how, if so, how's that working for you?
Yeah, so the texting piece is a huge deal for me. Number one, you would think that people would see on a business card an office phone number and not text it, but they do. And when we got the texting and the office line is tied to the texting, people text the office number. The realtors will text us leads. Potential customers will text asking questions, and they text it at that office line. I don't know how many we were missing, but we were missing out on business because we didn't have texting capabilities. So number one, we capture more potential leads that come in, but it's also it's a great method of communication. It's what the younger generation wants, and even more and more of the older generations want it. And we've got to do what our customers want. They don't want to be called. They don't even necessarily want to be emailed. They respond typically a lot better to text. And like yesterday, I had a lady, she texted us over 30 different pictures from her phone of bank statements, pay stubs, W-2s, all that kind of stuff we need. And it was just easier for her to text it than to email it. So I love the texting. I love that my whole team can see it. And if I'm not around, somebody on my team can reply, or the processor processing the file can reply, because I keep my whole team has a Whiteboard account. So I have, 6 user licenses with Whiteboard, because I think it's super important to have your team on the CRM as well.
Yeah, we really appreciate that you shared that with us. It's one of the things that we want to help drive business for our customers, and we want to make those communications with your borrowers and partners easier. And that's the reason why we came out with that integrated texting feature. And that's one of the things that, when we talk to our customers that we weren't completely aware of, is that when we set up those landlines, that customers were actually texting those landlines. So thank you for sharing that. Yep. Gary Vee recently said that 98% of text messages are open, and it truly is the marketing wave of the future. It's funny, I call you loan officers all the time, and I'm sure there's plenty of our customers out there that know this. I call you guys, I leave voicemails, I send emails, they don't get open. But as soon as I send a text, I get a response. And so, and I'm sure it's the same way with your customers. I mean, real estate agents are probably way worse than you guys about checking their email. Plus, they're always out and about, and so utilizing the app for the text feature, and then obviously within the system. So, Jeremy, going forward, you're going to do 240 units here in 2019. When did you start to cross that line into getting, from the 5 to the 10 to now almost 20 units a month? Like, when did that start to change for you?
Yeah, it's been little by little, but over the years. But I really when I added the CRM piece to my business and really started using it, and so I used some other CRM platforms before I found you guys, and they all failed. And the reason they all failed, in my opinion, was because I was too cheap to buy a license for more than just myself. So I was the only one using it, but I'm not as good at keeping it updated as my processors and stuff. So when I found you guys, I got a Whiteboard account, and I think at the time I had a processor and an assistant, and I got them licenses. And at that point it blew up because the CRM, the Whiteboard was updated constantly with all the information. We've customized it a lot. I'm sure you've looked at my account, but we've customized it a lot where, like, when the appraisal comes in, we check a box and an email goes out to all the parties saying the appraisal's in, that kind of thing. A lot of customization, but I'm not the one checking the boxes. My processor is, or my processors are. And so that really took us to, Whiteboard basically is like having another employee if it's used properly. And it's a really cheap employee, you know, in comparison to a live body. But the work that Whiteboard does, I was looking at my account a couple days ago, and Whiteboard in the last 12 months sent out over 45,000 emails for me.
Wow.
45,000. That doesn't even count texting. So, I mean, that right there, I mean, how much would I had to pay somebody to sit there and send 45,000 emails? It's worth every penny, but it works because our team uses it, and I don't just leave it up to myself to keep it up to date, because the CRM is only as good as the information that gets put into it.
Oh, you know, hey, I want to reach through this camera here and give you a hug, but you'd probably punch me in the ribs. But thank you so much for sharing that. You know, everybody can talk about how great their product is, but when your customers rave about it and share things like that, it's truly invaluable. So Jeremy, thank you so much for joining me today. I look forward to a great 2020 for you. Keep calling us when you have issues. By the way, I want to share this with our customers. Jeremy calls us all the time when things don't work so that we can fix it. And we love him around here, because if we don't realize it's broken, we can't fix it. So please do that. I think Jeremy's nodding his head. He agrees there.
Hey, if I don't tell you, how can you fix it? And I can't be mad at you for it being broke if I don't tell you it's broke. So you guys always come through and get it fixed. So thank you.
Well, you've let us know before we had any clue. So thank you so much. And to all the Whiteboard customers out there, thank you guys so much. And look forward to our next video producer spotlight very soon. Thanks again, Jeremy.
Thank you.